and we hope that even as you journey with me throughout this live session, you'll be able to come to a good understanding of the subject matter binomial. So from the live session, I guess we're able to give this question. So I'd love you to drop your answer currently right now on the chat box, here on the chat box. And as much as possible, just do well to share to your friends, your colleagues, post on your status that we are live for the second session of binomial from scratch to finish. So I think I would just love to say this before we go on, that as much as possible, your e-test and your e-exams, they're not just testing your accuracy, they're testing your speed. So as much as possible, you should do well to increase your speed, to pace up as you and the more you practice, the hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello. As much as possible, your e-test, and the more you practice,
Okay. So as I was saying, we'll be having a CBT mock test that will give you the opportunity of experiencing what you would witness in the e-test. The calculators are kind of different. There are some functions that will not perhaps work as your normal calculator works. A whole lot of things. So you have the opportunity of getting to test yourself, and in case you do any mistake, you have the opportunity of knowing it and making correction before the day where you start your exam. So just stay updated on our platform. Publications will come as to when the venue and the whole necessities concerning that. Okay, so I gave this before when went off. So just be solving it before we continue. So now we have 2x plus 4 raised power 5. Find the coefficient of x raised to power 4. Now, our goal is to find the coefficient of x raised to power 4. Our formula is n combination r, a raised to power of n minus r, b raised to power of r. From the previous video, if you're yet to watch, make sure you watch it. And if you're yet to subscribe, kindly subscribe because we're dropping more content like this so you get notified. So we have this. And this can be tricky because they say the coefficient of x squared, x raised to power 4. Where is x raised to power 4? Is it not a? Right? You know this serves our a, this serves our b. So it means that n is 9 combination our r. Our r will be 5 minus 4, which will give us 1. 9. Wow. Sorry. Our n is not 9. I don't know where did I pick 9 from. Our n is 5. Sorry. Okay, so 5 combination 1, right? And then a, we have a to be what? 2x. Now, we have n minus r. N is 5 minus 1. It gives us what? 4. Now, b is what? 4. R is what? 1. So now, let's watch this. This may look different from what we've been solving so far. But now, it's very important you pay attention. They say coefficient of x raised to power 4. It means in your answer, x should be raised to the power of what? 4. So, are we not getting it like this? It means that for a, x is contained in a. So, it means a should be raised to the power of what? 4. And that's what we're able to do here. So, in a scenario where you have this, your r will not be 4 directly. Your r will be 5 minus 4. So, let's go on. We have 5 combination 1. That's 5 factorial. 5 times 4 factorial over 1 factorial times 4 factorial. So how did I get that? 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. We stop at 4 factorial. And then 5 minus 1 is 4. 1 factorial is here. So 4 factorial cancel 4 factorial. In case you don't know how we did this, we will just check back to the previous video. So 5 over 1 factorial gives us 5, right? So we have 5. Now don't forget, 4 is affecting everything in the bracket. So we have 2 raised power 4. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That gives us what? 16. Don't forget x raised power 4. It's a simple mistake, careless mistake people make. X raised power 4. Then 4 raised power 1 gives us 4. So 5 times 4, 20. 20 times 16, it gives us what? 320 x raised power 4. Right? 5 times 4 is 20. 20 times 16, 320 x raised power 4. So our answer now becomes 320. Now, you might see this in the option. This is not the answer. The answer is 320 because they asked you for the coefficient. What does coefficient mean? It means what is in front of the variable. So we have the variable x raised power 4. What is in front? That's what they mean. 320. So that's the answer, not 320 x raised power 4. So we get this. The next part of this. Please, if you are following, just type on the comment section, I am following, I am following. If you are following, type on the comment section, I am following. Yeah, so next on, we'll be moving to Pascal triangle. Now, from the first session, we've just been dealing with terms, right? The reason why I went through that part was to show you the importance of binomial expansion. How instead of solving complex expansions, you could just use this formula, n combination r a raised power of n minus r b raised power of r to get any term you desire as swiftly as possible. So that's the essence of binomial, one of the essence of binomial expansion, that formula. But in a place where you are told to expand completely or find the first 4 terms, what are you going to do? Now we have this Pascal. The first step, we have the Pascal triangle we'll have to learn, and then there's another step, which is the binomial formula, right? The binomial formula. And I'll be showing you just that. So let's start with number 1, Pascal triangle. Sorry, I think we have some interference. Sorry. Pascal triangle. So we have the Pascal triangle. How is it formed? It helps us to easily identify and expand fully. You know, what we've been doing before, using the previous formula, is just one term. But this Pascal triangle, it will give us the whole term to help us. Now, let's solve one example by the side. We have x, 2x plus 1 squared, right? So we have 2x plus 1, right? Then 2x plus 1. That's the meaning of squared. Then we now pick 2x in bracket. This one, 2x plus 1. We now pick plus 1 in bracket, 2x plus 1. So next is 2x times 2x. 2 times 2 gives us 4. X times x gives us what? X squared. Next is 2x times 1 gives us 2x, right? 1 times 2x gives us 2x, and 1 times 1 gives us what? 1. So we'll be having 4x squared plus 2 times plus 2 gives us 4x plus 1. So this is the long method. This is the original method. But instead of solving like this, or maybe when you ask raised power of 15, you're going to do this times, this times, this times, this times, 15 times. It's going to be time consuming. And so, like I said in the previous video, this is our first term, this is our second term, and these are third term. So let's see how we can get this whole expanded equation with the Pascal triangle. So now, this is the basis of the Pascal triangle. It starts with a 1. It starts with a 1. And then we add a 0 to 1, it gives us what? A 1. We add a 1 to 0, it gives us a 1. We add a 0 to a 1. Now, it starts with a 1, add a 0 to a 1. Add a 0 to a 1, it gives us 1. Add a 1 to a 0, it gives us 1 plus 0 gives us 1. So now, add a 0 to a 1, it gives us 1. Add a 1 to a 1, it gives us 2. Add a 1 to a 0, it gives us what? 1. We go again. Add a 0 to a 1. This is empty now, meaning 0. 0 to a 1, it gives us 1. Add a 1 to a 2, it gives us 3. Add a 2 to a 1, it gives us 3. Add a 1 to a 0, empty space, it gives us 1. So we go on. Add a 1 to a 1, it gives us what? 1. Add a 1 to a 3, it gives us 4. Add a 3 to a 3, it gives us 6. Add a 3 to a 1, it gives us 4. Add a 1 to a 0, it gives us 1. So I want you to give me what 6 will be. You know, we have 1. This is the first one. First. Okay, this the 1, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's do 5. Add 0 to a 1 gives us 1. Add a 1 to a 4, it gives us 5. 4 to 6 gives us 10. 6 to 4 gives us 10. 4 to 1 gives us 5. 1 to 0 gives us 1. So this 5. So you're expected to do 6. All 6B and give it in the comment section, in the live session. Very, very important. Yeah, very, very important. Okay, so this will guide us in getting our answers swiftly. It will guide us in getting our answers swiftly. So now, using the Pascal triangle added to this, we are to use another binomial formula. So let's go through this. We have this. Now, okay, just to buttress, this gives us an idea of the coefficient. While this binomial formula is the structure, right? Is the structure. So we go like this. We have, based on the question, our power is 2 bar. So we are considering what? This. But that's not all. It says that, this formula says that when we have A plus B raised to the power of n, it says that when we want to expand, it is what? A raised to the power of n, that's this first one here, raised to the power of n, plus A raised to the power of n minus 1, B raised to the power of 1, which is still B, right? But then we'll be having n here, plus we'll be having n in brackets n minus 1 over 2 factorial A raised to the power of n minus 2b raised to the power of 2. Now, what you notice, okay, I've not really come to the point where I'm going to explain this formula, but what you notice is that A is reducing from n. It started with the highest form. Let's say n is 9. It moves to n minus 1, 8. It moves to n minus 2, 7. While B is increasing. B is B raised to the power of 0 here. From 0, right? That's why there's nothing here. There's actually B here, but it's B raised to the power of 0, which is what? 1. So it's moved from 0 to what? B raised to the power of 1 to what? 2. On and on and on and on. So this is the general formula, right? This is general binomial formula. So we can continue like this: n minus 1, n minus 2 over 3 factorial. Then we have a raised to the power of n minus 3, b raised to the power of 3. So on and on and on and on like that. With this formula, now this is the general formula. With this formula, we'll be able to solve any type of question. We can solve the question with exponents, negative exponents. We can solve the question with fractions. So if there's something a plus b raised to the power of 1 over 3, you can use this formula to solve it. If it's a plus b raised to the power of something raised to the power of minus 2, negative exponent, you can use this formula to solve it. So now I'll be telling you how this applies to this. Now, in all these things, right, we have a raised to the power of n. But coming to the next one, we have n here. So it helps us get this n. What's the coefficient of a raised to the power of n? 1. That's the first term we always see. It's always having 1, always having 1. Then when we move to the next one, it's having n, right? N becomes what? The second term. Whatever context you are looking at, it becomes second term. This one is the coefficient, right? Now, this is the coefficient. This is the main thing. Please, let me explain it now. Okay. A raised to the power of n is the main thing. A raised to the power of n minus 1, the one involving a and b, they are the main oga pata. So the one attached to them are what is just in front of them. For this is n. The main one is a raised to the power of n minus 2, b raised to the power of 2. But what is attached to it is what? n minus 1 over 2 factorial. This main one is this, but what is attached to this is this. So in order to, in case this thing is giving you problem, in case the n is giving you problem, in case the n, this is giving problem, in case this one is giving you problem, Pascal triangle is here to solve it. So now, it says that all you just need to do, focus on the a and b. And after focusing on the a and b, the coefficient, you put this, like for the first term. If I'm looking at this question now, let's solve this question so that you'll be able to understand it. Please, are you seeing down? Okay, so now let's solve it. We have 2x plus 1 raised to the power of 2. So now, using this, we have a raised to the power of n. What's our a? 2x. Abi? Raised to the power of what? n. What's our n? 2. But we are going to put something in front here, which is what? 1. The first, right? Which is the first, that's the first number here. We're going to put 1 in front of it. So it's still the same thing. So we now put plus, the next one is n. Instead of us putting n, we'll not stress ourselves with any n. We'll not stress ourselves with this one. We'll not stress, we'll just be putting it 2. We'll put 2. Right? A is what? 2x. N minus 1 is what? 2 minus 1 is 1. B is what? 1. We go on. We see this one. Instead of putting all this on again, we'll put what? 1. In brackets. What's our A? 2x. Raised power of what? Raised power of n minus 2. N minus 2 is what? That's 2 minus 2 is what? 0. And then we have b, right? What's b? 1. Raised power of what? 2. 1 raised power of 2 is still 1. So if we have 2, okay, let's take it step by step. So we're having equal to 2x all squared. 2x all squared is 2 squared, which is 4. X squared, which is x squared, right? You know, the square is affecting everything in the bracket. 2 raised power of 2 is 4. X raised power of 2, x squared. We'll now move. Plus 2x raised power of 1 is still 2x. 2x times 1 is 2x. 2x times 2 is what? 4x, right? Then we'll now move here. 2x raised power of 0 is what? 1. Anything raised power of 0 is what? 1. So 1 times 1 raised power of 2 is 1. 1 times 1 is what? 1. So times, that's plus 1. Everything here is 1. So you see what we're having here? 4x squared, 4x squared, plus 4x, plus 4x, plus 1, plus 1. So this has given us the opportunity of solving even something that looks like this, raised to the power of 5, sharp, sharp. I've not come to the point where I'm going to explain this major formula to you, but I'm just telling you so that you have an idea of what the Pascal triangle is. So instead of you using this coefficient, the ends, these ends, what you just need to do, say the power is 2, go to where 2 is. Pick this represents the first one here, this represents the second n here, this represents the whole n here. So it has made your work easier, right? It has made your work easier. Okay, so I think we'll be solving one more question so that we'll get ourselves acquainted to this, and I'll be explaining how, so that you don't cram. It's a general formula, and if you know this formula, you can solve any question. So now we are given this x plus 5 raised to the power of 7. and we've been asked to expand it till the end. It means that we are going to find these 5, we stopped at 5, it means we are going to do 6 and 7. So, but we don't have time for that now because of the space. We're trying to manage space. So let's reduce it to 4, right? So if it's 4, it means we'll go to 4. At least we've done 4. So I believe you sent your 6 already on the chat box. That's the sequence of numbers for 6. So now, first of all, we write our formula. The general formula, A plus B, it should be in your head. You can use it to solve anything. A raised to the power of n plus n, right? A, you know, this is your coefficient, then this is the mean root. You see, A start with n, the highest one. It now reduced by 1, n minus 1. B starts with the lowest one, 0, right? B starts with the lowest one. Then it begins to increase, B raised to the power of 1, which is also B. So it's just as if A is reducing while B is increasing. That the power of A is reducing, the power of B is increasing. So now it starts from the highest, minus 1. So we'll come to the next one. N minus 1 over 2. I'll explain how you will not cram this formula, don't worry. So, but let's continue with this. A, from n minus 1, it becomes n minus 2. From b raised to the power of 1, it becomes what? B raised to the power of what? 2. So we're still going to continue. Plus n minus 1, n minus 2 over 3 factorial. A raised to the power of n minus 3, right? B raised to the power of what? 3. So we have this 1, 2, 3, 4. We need one more. So we continue plus n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 over 4 factorial, right? 4 factorial. A raised to the power of what? N minus 4. B raised to the power of 4. Now, before we move further, now I told you all this, like here, is just a coefficient. These are just coefficients. These are just coefficients. These are just coefficients. Now, let me tell you this. In maths, it's very important you look deep. When you look deep, you see a lot of shortcuts. You see, I don't need a book to write out this formula because I've learned it. Not cram, I've learned it, I've understood it. Now, what you discover is, this starts with n, 1n. Abi? This starts with 0n. There's no n here. This starts with what? 1n. You are seeing n and what? The next. After n is what? N minus 1. There are 2, right? You're having 2 factorial. Eh? So you're having 2 factorial. Then you're having 2 here. You're having 2 here. You're having 1, 2, 3, 3 factorial. You're having 3 here. You're having 3 here. You're having 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. You're having 4 here. You're having 4 here. Has it not finished? So it's easy to learn. Clement, you get. So it's, you don't bog your mind with so much. This is general formula that can fit into anything. So it starts with 1. It means here is 1 factorial. But 1 factorial is the same thing as what? 1. That's why we not put here. It started with 0. 0 factorial is 1. That's why we not put anything here. 0 factorial, note, 0 factorial is 1. So you know this is constant, that your A is decreasing and your B is reducing. But then your coefficient. So if you are looking now, if you are looking for the third term, this is the first term, second term, third term. You are looking for the third term. Right? Your R is what? Like from the other example, your R is what? 3 minus 1, which is what? 2. So you are looking for the third term. You now say, in fact, forget about this formula. If you ask to look for third term anywhere, R is what? 2. So you now come and say, okay, 2 bar, n minus 1. How many do I have here? 2 over what? 2 factorial, right? A n minus 2 again. B 2. So this is everything I need to get my third term. If they say fifth term, I need 4, right? That's n minus 1, which is 4. So I complete like that. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth term. It becomes easy. Okay, yes, this is fifth term. 1, 2, 3, 4. R is 4. We have 4 factorial, 4 and 4. So this is how we get it. And then we can now begin to put in our values. The value of n is what? A raised power of what? Based on the question, 4. So let me write it out. We have x plus 5 raised power of 4. A raised power of n, that's a raised power of 4. Plus, now instead of writing, here's 1, here's 1. Instead of writing this n, we'll put 4. 4 in brackets, right? A raised power of n minus 1. What's our a? X. 4 minus 1 is what? 3. Then b is what? 5. 5 raised power of 1 is still 5. So you are seeing 4, 3, 2, 1 till you get to 0. You are seeing 0, b raised power of 0, b raised power of 1, b raised power of 2, b raised power of 3, b raised power of 4. So that should just guide you. So plus, what's the next? 6. You don't need to struggle yourself in solving this one. 6, right? Then after that, what's your a? Your a is x. From 3 it becomes 2. It's descending. This one 5. Your b is 5. From 1 it becomes what? 2. Let's continue. The next one is what? 4. Right? Your x is what? Your a is x. From 2 it becomes what? 1. So you leave it as this. Then your 5. From 2 it increases 3. So continue again. We have the last one, 1 abi, just as we had 1 here. So we don't need to put the 1 again. So we have x. X is raised power of 0 here. Instead of a here, we'll put what? X. The value of a is x. A is the first one, b is the second one. So we have x raised power of 0 and b 5 raised power of what? 4. So x raised power of 0 is 1. So we have 5 raised power of 4. So that's it. And then in order for us to simplify, we have x raised power of 4 plus x raised power of 3 is what? X cubed. 4 times 5. 20x cubed. Right? So now we have x raised power of 2, x squared. 5 raised power of 2, 25. 25 times 6. 150. Thank you. X squared. Now don't forget this. Don't forget this. You have to be meticulous in your work. Next is what? Plus 5 raised power of 3 is what? 5 times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is what? 25. 25 times 5. 125. 125 times 4. 125 times 4 is 500, right? 500. 500. Don't forget your what? X. Then finally, we have what? 5 raised power of 4. 5 raised power of 4 is what? The 5 raised power of 4 is what? 5 times 5, 25. 25 times 5, 125. 125 times 5, 725. Okay, 625, sorry. Yeah, 625. So what do you notice? As a mathematician, you should be able to note a lot of things. What do you notice? You find out that the first one, it's just in terms of x. And the last one is in terms of b, right? It means if they ask you what is the independent value of x, find the independent value of x. Is there x in this thing? They are asking you for the last term. If they say find the independent value of x, independent means this, look now, There's x here, there's x here, x and number, x and number, x and number. Is there x here? So that's independent value of term. Is the last term. They want you to find the last term. So that's it. This becomes our answer. So now, in order for us to check, I will ask the people in the studio, what term should we check for? This is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. What term should we check for? Fourth term. So now, let's use the formula we have learned in the previous session to solve for the fourth term. N combination R, A raised to the power of N minus R, B raised to the power of what? R. Find the fourth term. Now, our N is what? 4. Our R is what? Fourth term. 4 minus 1 equal to what? 3. Our A is what? X. And our B is what? 5. So now, we want to do what? Find the value of the fourth term. Right? You know this formula is to find anything concerning the term or coefficients. So now, for us to find the value of the fourth term, let's impute it into the formula. N is what? 4 combination. R is what? 3. Right? Then we have A. What's the value of A? The value of A is what? X. So put X in brackets. N minus R. 4 minus 3. 1, right? So there's no need for 1. Then we have B raised to the power of R. What's our B? Our B is what? 5. Raised to the power of R. Our R is what? 3. So we have 4 combination 3. Let's do that. It means 4, I don't know. I'm trying to, 4 times 3 factorial. This is the fastest way. This is the easier way for you to do. 4 minus 1, 5 minus 3, 1. Then we have 3 factorial. So 3 cancel 3. E-exam, you don't have time to say 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 and then over. So it cancels this out. Now, let me just explain finally, even though I've done the explanation. This is because 4 factorial N combination R remains what? N factorial over N minus 1 minus R factorial R factorial. It's just for us to substitute. This is the formula. So now what's our N here? We have 4 combination 3. Our N is what? 4. That's what is on top. O factorial, don't forget factorial, over N minus R. 4 minus 3 is what? 1 factorial. Then R factorial. What's our R? 3. 3 factorial. So instead of doing 4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, then we'll now come in again and do 1 factorial is 1 times 3 times 2 times 1. Then this will now cancel this. Is it not better for us to say 4 times 3 factorial, because we know the highest factorial here is 3, times 3 factorial over 1 factorial 3 factorial. So 3 cancel 3 factorial. So we're left with 4. So which one is better? In the case where you have 8 factorial and so it will, so that you will not waste your time in the E center. So let's go on. So we have 4 from here, right? 4 over 1 gives us 4. 4. We have X, 25. 25 times 5, 125. 125 times 4, 500 times X. So this 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we having this? So I'm sure we're able to understand and grasp the concept of all these things. So I guess we'll be stopping here for now. Yeah. Probably we'll have some sessions later on. We'll have some sessions later on concerning this course and other courses, right? So please, I'll be giving you an assignment. Yes, I will not leave without giving you an assignment. There's still more to binomial theory. There's still more, but I think we'll have to pause here today. So this assignment you're going to submit in, if you're in the Freshers platform, you submit there. But if you are not, you could just submit in on the comment below. So we have this. Number 1, you have 3x plus 4y raised to the power of 9. Find the 7th term. So that's A. B, you are asked to find the coefficient of x raised to power 5. I know I gave this question. We solved something like this. C, find the independent term of x. So these are the questions for us. There are more questions I can give on this, but probably we've not touched so many things. But what I've talked about is be able to solve this. And if you are able to solve this, e-test will be something that is very easy for you to come by. So thank you very much for joining me. I'm sure you've learned a lot. I'm sure you have gotten so many things. You came on board without knowing anything on binomial, but now you are doing well in binomial. What I encourage you is that you go and practice. Go solve past questions based on knowledge you've gotten today. Don't just leave it, keep your book one side, go and practice. And then don't forget, there are thousands of students out there that do not know anything on binomial. And Joel Academy, we have come up with this initiative to have these tutorial videos, to have live sessions, to just impact you. So it's important to share to them. They don't know, tell them. Share on your status. In fact, we've done this live session. It's always accessible on our channel. All you just need to do is come on Joel Academy, and then you will see this live session. You can watch anytime, you can download and watch during your free time. So share the link to your status, share it to departmental groups so that other 100 level students will be able to view this, and then they'll be able to benefit from this. Yeah. And don't forget, our mock e-test, mock CBT test comes up very soon. Just stay in touch. You'll get updated. Thank you so much. It's a privilege having you on this platform. See you some other time. Bye for now. And don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, subscribe. Yeah, bye.